Ever wondered what annual percentage rate, APR, on a loan is? It's more than just a jumble of words and abbreviations. It's a comprehensive measure that reflects the total cost of borrowing over a year. So let's break it down. The APR isn't just about the interest rate on the loan. It also includes certain upfront costs associated with obtaining the loan. These costs can include the loan origination fees, which are charged by the lender for processing and approving the loan. Then, there are points. These are fees paid at closing to lower the interest rate, and each point is equal to 1% of the loan amount. Broker fees may also be included if they apply. These are fees charged by mortgage brokers for facilitating the loan. And finally, certain closing costs may be included in the APR calculation, such as application fees, underwriting fees, and certain prepaid items. Now that we've covered what is included in the APR, let's move on to what isn't. Opening. So what's not included in the annual percentage rate? When we talk about the annual percentage rate, or APR, we're talking about a figure that gives you a comprehensive idea of the total cost of borrowing over a year. This includes the interest rate, loan origination fees, points, broker fees, and certain closing costs. But, as comprehensive as it is, it doesn't cover everything. There are certain costs associated with taking out a loan that the APR doesn't factor in. Let's take a closer look at some of these expenses. They might not be part of the APR, but they're certainly part of the home buying process. And understanding these costs will give you a more accurate picture of what you're actually paying for your loan. First up, we have property appraisal fees. This is the cost associated with having a professional appraiser assess the value of the property you're looking to buy. The appraisal ensures that the price you're paying for the property is fair and in line with current market values. This cost is typically not included in the APR. Next, we have title insurance fees. You might be wondering, what's title insurance? Well, this is a type of insurance that protects the lender and the buyer against any legal claims or disputes over the ownership of the property. This insurance is usually a requirement for closing on a home loan. The cost of obtaining this insurance is not factored into the APR. Then there are the home inspection fees. Before buying a home, it's common to have a professional inspector come in and check the property for any potential issues, like structural damage, plumbing or electrical problems, or issues with the roof. This fee is another one that is not included in the APR. Next on the list are notary fees. These are charges for notarizing loan documents. Notarizing documents is a way to prevent fraud and ensure that the documents are legally binding. The person who notarizes the documents, the notary, verifies the identity of the parties signing the documents and ensures that they are signing freely and without duress. The cost for this service is generally not included in the APR. Finally, we have property taxes. These are ongoing payments that you'll need to make as a homeowner. The amount you pay depends on the value of your property and the tax rate in your area. These taxes are not factored into the APR. All these costs are part of the home buying process, but they're not included in the APR. When you're considering a loan, it's important to keep them in mind. The APR gives you a good idea of the cost of the loan, but these additional costs can add up. In conclusion, while the APR provides a comprehensive view of the costs associated with a loan, it doesn't cover everything. Property appraisal fees, title insurance fees, home inspection fees, notary fees, and property taxes are all costs that you'll need to factor in when assessing the total cost of your loan. Closing. It's crucial to know what's not included in APR to accurately assess the cost of your loan. Remember, understanding the full cost of a loan goes beyond just looking at the interest rate or the APR. It's about understanding all the costs involved, both those included in the APR and those that aren't. This knowledge will help you make a more informed decision when it comes to choosing a loan that suits your needs and your budget. For more information, please reach out to me at 862-371-6037 or email me at jestramera.realtor@gmail.com. I'm here to help you navigate the home buying process and answer any questions you might have. Now that you know what's in and what's out, how is APR calculated? Well, let's dive into that. The APR, or annual percentage rate, is calculated by considering the total cost of the loan, which includes both the interest rate and the upfront fees. This total cost is then expressed as an annual percentage rate. Think of it like a recipe. The ingredients are the various costs associated with the loan, and the APR is the finished dish. The ingredients are all necessary, but they need to be combined in the right way to give you the final result. That's what the APR calculation does. Let's break down the formula for calculating APR. The first part of the formula includes the total interest paid plus the upfront costs. This is divided by the loan amount. So, if you borrow $100,000 and you pay $5,000 in interest and another $5,000 in upfront costs, you would add those two amounts together and then divide by the loan amount. The result of this calculation is then multiplied by the number of days in a year, which is 365. This takes the total cost of the loan and annualizes it, giving you a yearly rate. The next step in the formula is to divide this annualized total by the loan term in days. If your loan term is 30 years, this would be 10,950 days. This part of the calculation adjusts the total cost of the loan to match the actual term of the loan, whether it's 15 years, 30 years, or some other term. Finally, the result of this calculation is multiplied by 100 to convert it into a percentage. This gives you the APR, a percentage that represents the total annual cost of the loan. So, the APR formula in its entirety is total interest paid plus upfront costs divided by the loan amount times 365 divided by the loan term in days times 100. This formula takes into account all the costs of borrowing, including both the interest rate and the upfront fees, and expresses them as an annual rate. This gives you a more accurate measure of the total cost of the loan compared to just looking at the interest rate alone. It's important to understand that APR is a tool to help you compare different loan options. Each loan may have a different combination of interest rates, fees, and terms, but the APR allows you to compare them on an equal footing. It's like being able to compare apples to apples instead of apples to oranges. Remember, when considering a loan, it's not enough to just look at the interest rate. The APR provides a more comprehensive view of the overall cost of financing. It includes all the costs you will pay over the term of the loan, not just the interest. By comparing APRs, you can make a more informed decision about which loan is the best option for you. It can help you understand the total cost of borrowing and avoid any surprises down the line. However, keep in mind that APR is just one factor to consider when choosing a loan. Other factors such as the loan term, the type of loan, and your personal financial situation are also important. It's always a good idea to speak with a financial advisor or a mortgage professional to understand all your options and make the best decision for your needs. Remember, APR provides a more comprehensive view of the overall cost of financing. Always compare APRs to make more informed decisions. For more information, reach out at 862-371-6037 or via email at gestromera.realtor@gmail.com.